What up, YouTube? Hello. Sorry. I'm back on the channel with another one. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I had to handle some issues in the real world. But that's all sorted right now, and I'm back to my regular schedule of a video a day. And today we're gonna be reacting to some Steve Wilco. It's titled "Mom Produced Child Porn of Her Kids." Shit, man, another Steve Wilco, bro. These stories, these cases that come up between the Steve Wilco show and the Vice documentary channel, and whatever channels anyone can recommend to me, are just crazy. And I'm gonna be reacting to this and giving my takes or whatever. Shit, man, let's take a look at it, man. Let's shine a spotlight on this madness.
Birdie appeared on my show 4 years ago to confront her mother, Minnie, who spent 13 and a half years in prison after videotapes surfaced showing Birdie and her sister performing sex acts on each other. At the time, Birdie was only 5 years old and her sister was even younger. This abuse carried on for years. Minnie was not only accused of filming these disturbing acts, but also participating in them. Take a look.
My earliest age of memory of abuse is starting at the age of 5. My mother would beat us. She literally tied me down to a bed, used a sex toy on me, and after she was done, made me a burrito and told me that's what little boys do to girls. By the time I was 6, she videotaped me and my sister committing sex acts directed by her on a videotape. When I was 9, that's when the tape was found. They sold a trailer, and the tape happened to still be in the trailer. And the gentleman that had bought the trailer seen the images of me and my sister in interaction of sex acts with each other, and he turned it into the police. And everything just happened so fast. Like, we were ripped from her custody. Then it went to court where we were subpoenaed to testify against my mother for the tape. Still to this day, she doesn't believe she did anything wrong. It's my fault. I did it. I've lied. I made my mom serve 13 and a half years on a lie. Come on, say what you gotta say, Minnie. Come on, say it. Because you know you're a freaking liar. You know you held me down. You tied me to that bed. And you used that sex toy. Don't you ever say anything to that? I hate you. I want you.
Stop lying.
I hate your freaking guts. You don't have a relationship with us because you caused that. Not because of us. And don't stand up here and lie. I'm sick of you. I cannot wait till the day you're... I can't wait!
Go ahead, try again.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, you're the victim.
In a way, yes, because I did so much time in prison. It is not no joke.
I want an apology. I want you to stop running my name in the dirt. Own up to it. You were there that night he made that tape. You're the one that told us what to do, just like he did. Own up to it. That's what I want, Minnie.
I'll say
I am sorry, Birdie.
Who's he? Was there someone else? I thought it was only the mother. I don't get this. Wait, did she do it for fame, or did she do it for some kind of sick pleasure or whatever? Like the mother, if she did it or not, I don't know. I think she served, what, 13 years, so I think they concluded that she did. Like, I don't understand this, because remember that revelation that came out apparently of in terms of the Kim Kardashian legendary porn tape situation. Ray J wasn't this like schemer or this opportunist that he was painted out to be in that situation for these past maybe 2 decades. Apparently they were all in business together. Kim and all, like at the height of like celebrity porn tapes, they decided to release hers to get her name out there and to get her into the industry as a popular name. And her mother orchestrated and directed the whole thing. I think they shot like 3, and like Chris was even giving advice, I don't know, on how to fuck her own daughter. I don't know, bro. Like, there are parents like this out there, bro. Jeez.
I'm sorry that you have to live in hell every day of your life because I was a mom.
Today's going to be one thing like that, and then tomorrow's going to be another thing.
She said she was tied to a bed and sexual toys were used on her.
What happens if I say I don't remember?
But you don't remember.
I don't remember.
I'm not gonna put things in your mind.
That's
did you
God's honest truth.
Did you ever make her, your daughter, have sex acts with her little sister? Yes.
One at a time and only, Minnie. Come on. One at a time and only.
You used to do it all the time to Becky.
Oh my God!
Okay,
Are you
okay,
serious? I was a kid. Are you kidding me?
If she did, then somebody taught her how to do
Right.
that.
I'm sorry, Bertie. Really, I am.
How are you blaming the child? Like, let me just say, I think at her age, even like they said, like under 8 years old or whatever, I think maybe 6 or whatever, I didn't even know girls had vaginas. Like, I didn't know any of this. Like, I thought they all had penises. Then I was told, okay, they actually have a hole or whatever. It's called a vagina. And then I just thought it was a hole. I didn't see a vagina until I was like... No, I didn't see a vagina properly until I was like in 6th grade, in grade 6. Like, children don't know these things. I used to think women could just get pregnant by themselves. Like, they could just decide, God, I want a baby, and then like their body would just formulate children inside them. That's how children don't know these things. Like, how are you blaming her?
And it's not your fault, honey. It's mine. It's my fault. I have to live with it every day. And I am so sorry. I will live with it.
I reacted like that because, sometimes it's easier to just wanting to feel hate to like when horrible stuff happens to you. But you know what? Think with a clear head. She did the right thing. In terms of my faith and my religious beliefs, my Christian beliefs, she did the right thing to forgive her mother and hug her mother like that and stuff. But shit, man, we're not even close to halfway of this thing, apparently, from what I'm seeing. So let's see. Let's just keep on going.
That's all I've ever wanted. Thank you. You finally said it's my fault, and I can be at peace with my life now.
Minnie, you came here today. You took a lie detector test. We asked you about the physical abuse. Did you ever strike either of your children, leaving marks or bruises? You answered no. Regarding either of your children, did you ever strike them, leaving marks or bruises? You answered no. We then went on to ask you questions about sexual abuse. Were you ever present when the videotapes were made of your children performing sex acts? You answered no. Did you ever tell your children to do anything sexual to each other? You answered no. Did you do anything sexual with either of your children? You answered no. And the results for your lie detector test is that all the results came back the same. They came back that you didn't tell the truth. But you told us that you did do it. Now, and I just want to know how you could do that.
I can't honestly say. I just know that I was young back then, and
You cared more about him than you did us. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
There it was, Minnie. I answered the question for you because we didn't matter at the time. And that's what hurts the most. You were supposed to be our mom. You were supposed to care about us.
and I
wonder every day why
I
God
did.
decided you to be that parent. But hey, thanks. You got to learn about the hard life. So.
It took a lot of courage for Bertie to confront her mother after 20 years. But what Bertie wanted more than anything was to find the couple who turned in the tape that led to her mother's arrest. So we reached out to this heroic couple, and they are here today to reunite with Bertie. Watch this.
Our son had said he has this guy across the street that wanted a trailer tore down. My husband said, yeah, I can do it. So we got up the next morning and went there. And I was sitting up on the back of the truck when the two girls came out, and they were sitting with me. And then my husband came out to the truck, carrying a box. He said, I don't know where it came from. In the meantime, I was sitting on the back of the truck still with the girls, and the younger girl said, I wish you and Harry were our parents. And I said, but you've got a mommy and daddy. And she said, yes, but you're nice. She said, you're nice people. You would be a good mommy and daddy. The girl's parent came up and said, what are you doing? He was yelling. And he screamed really loud and said, what are you doing? Get away from her. You get in the house and don't you say a word. I thought, okay, let's see what's in the box. I opened the box. Inside of the box was stuffed animals on top of adult toys, dildos, and there was this black VCR tape and it had like a skull on the front of it. And I thought, what is this? So Harry said, well, we need to find out what's on this, so let's look at it. Next thing I know, he went in the bathroom and got sick. And he come in there and told me. And I said, oh my God. I said, we need to go to the sheriff's office. The last time that we saw Bertie was the day we went to court. The court took a break. My husband and I were standing in the hall. And Bertie and Becky came running out to us. And they asked the lady, can they hug us? And they said, look, there's the people that saved us. And that's the last time we saw them. I've always thought about these girls. My husband and I had many conversations. We tried to find them, but we didn't know what their married names were. He goes into his messages, and all of a sudden I heard this shriek. And my husband's like, oh my God. He said, you gotta come read this. It's like I was in a fog of a dream. And I kept looking at it over and over, and it was a message from Bertie. She had been looking for us ever since she got old enough to get on the computer and search. And my husband and I just sat there and cried. We couldn't believe it. And I told her I've never forgotten, and I never will. Never will.
How did you find Judy and Harry?
I had went on the internet and I found an old newspaper clipping, and it had his name. So I went on Facebook and Googled his name.
And then you reached out to them and they contacted you back?
Yes.
And what was that like the first time you had a conversation with them?
It was emotional. I kept telling them how much I appreciated them, how much I loved them, how much they saved my life, how grateful I was for them, and that they actually stood up and didn't just stay quiet like everybody else did. A lot of people knew something was going on, and they never talked, and they never stood up for us. They just,
Have you had any contact with Minnie since the show?
No, I have not. I haven't tried to reach out to her. I don't. Like I said, after this show, there was going to be no relationship, and there's not. There never will be. I have to protect my kids, and she's not a very good woman.
Now, Judy and Harry, the people that, like you said, kind of saved you, they're going to join us now. Let's bring them in. Bertie, what would you like to say to them?
I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea how much you've saved us from that situation. And like I told you before when we were on the phone, I owe you my life, because Who wouldn't have known how long we would have stayed in that situation? Because nobody was talking. Everybody was keeping it hidden, so.
Hey, I just want you to know, I could say really quick, you and your sister have always been in my heart. I've never forgot you since the day we went to court and the day we talked to you on the back of the truck. And I want you to know that we feel like your parents. And I'll never, ever have you leave my heart. And I love you as if you're my daughters.
If you two didn't become suspicious of that tape, look at that tape, turn it into authorities, there's no telling how long the abuse of these two young girls would have went on and until you took action. So listen, you are truly heroes. So I want to thank you for that. We want to thank everybody for coming on the show. Thank Bertie for coming back today. And we wish everybody all the luck in the world. Take care.
I called you, Steve, for...
I can't believe stuff like this actually exists in the world, man. Like the biggest thing or topic of debate in terms of children being abused, obviously, around me in terms of my life is the violence against children thing, right? It's not just sexual abuse, it's like violence. And even that is it's touchy because as I've said before in like a previous video, I believe in corporal punishment and all of that. Is it called corporal punishment? Because I was raised that way, and I can tell you it worked. It worked on me. It worked on a bunch of other kids, and like in whatever community I was in general. It's normalized. Maybe it's not normalized in the West, and like that's those sort of like philosophies of how better to raise kids are seeping into the East and into like our like continents and countries and all. And there is a topic of debate of how better to appeal to kids without having to use like violence. Is it violence? But hey man, with some things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But people do take it too far, especially if like parents and people like guardians or whoever's in charge is mentally ill, mentally unstable, mentally not going through not having like a good go at it in life, can contribute to some very unhealthy stuff. And who even thinks of this? Who even thinks, I wonder how I'm gonna punish my kids for, I don't know, whatever negativity is around me or whatever like bad things that are happening. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have them commit sexual acts on each other, and I'm gonna. Who even allows this shit to happen? Like in general, like I'm honestly, who even allows this shit to happen? Like, who is even comfortable with their child having sex? Period. Like, I'm not a parent, I don't know, but like, who's even comfortable at that notion? Like, sometimes I see like even like videos or maybe like cut videos or whatever, Jubilee or whatever, when parents are together doing these polls or interviews and stuff, and they jokingly talking about like sex and like complimenting their kids on like sex skills and blowjob skills, and oh, I taught you well, like I raised you, and I'm sitting there like, hey, but fuck it. All I'm gonna say is, if you have good parents out there you have parents who are relatively stable. All our parents aren't perfect, obviously, but if they're relatively stable and they take care of you, cherish them. Because you know we all have different minds in terms of like the strength and like the will and like however it works, the brain chemistry, like how our innate personality handles tragedy or handles tumultuous situations in our lives. And for some of us, we're a little bit more sensitive than others. And if this shit happened to us, who knows if we would have ever recovered and found the strength to even go into the future and have children and have a stable home. Some people are just lost. Some people, like, their lives are pretty much over after that. So if you have parents and like you've had a good thing, you've had a good life, you've had a good upbringing in general, a stable upbringing, cherish them and do what you can, bro. Because this is just, hey, like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications, and welcome to my channel.
Slide 100. I've been out the city for a while. I'm coming. I've been getting litty on the side. Fuck it. You know how they see me and they hide. I love it. You know how it goes. How I